thank you for taking the time to stop by and watch my reviews. This is actually a very unique review of my custom Savage Land Storm figure, in that you, yes you, watching, could have the chance to actually win her in a raffle by simply donating to St. Jude's Hospital. Right? So, the figure was made specifically for that reason, right? It kind of organically got to this point, but originally started as me just wanting to celebrate getting to 100 subscribers on YouTube and then 500 followers on Instagram. But once again, turning a little bit more than that for me, right? Helping out St. Jude's. Definitely hits home a little bit closer to me right now, just from some things I've had happen in my life. But, you know, if there is such thing as good timing, I guess, you know, I could say so, right? But to that point, basically, I will put the link below to donate to the fund specifically for this figure to be entered in the raffle, and then it's also on my Instagram at Draven'Z, which I'll also put in the video and comments below as well. So to that point, basic $10 donation will get you one entry, and for every $10 another entry, and then at the $50 threshold for making a donation to St. Jude's, you will get an extra entry into the raffle. So 6 at $50, 12 at 100, so on and so forth. Please don't make me do any more math, all right? So let's just go ahead and dive right in here. I used the Thunderbird and Storm 2-pack Target exclusive heads for this figure specifically. I had a couple people ask if I sculpted the hair custom, and I cannot take credit for that. I'm hoping to one day, you know, when I do have a little more time to actually devote to customizing, to, you know, pretty much custom sculpt all hair. But in the meantime, I just rely on the awesomeness that the fine people over at Hasbro gave us. So she does also come with an alternate set of hands. Shocking, I know. All right, terrible pun. Anyway, what I did to the originals, they were just basically the blue coming out of the fingertips. And what I did is actually just watered down the yellow. If you can see, it pretty much adds another level to it there. And then I actually added the yellow to the tips of the fingers as well after doing the base coat of paint, to really kind of add that transition and make it look like the fingers were lighting up as well. So I feel like that turned out pretty decently. But what I also did was I took the original cape that came with that, and then obviously, if you can see, I kind of modified it a little bit. By modify, what I mean was I tore the shit out of it with an X-Acto knife, right, to give it a really rugged look, which allowed me to actually attach some fabric to the cape, right, to basically give her kind of more of a covered up look. Because what I'd actually done is I posted 2 different pictures of her on Instagram and basically had people vote on which look they liked better. Basically the more clothed look or the less clothed look, and ultimately it actually ended in a tie. I had a late absentee vote come in that basically put us right in the middle. So I pretty much thought, like, how am I going to, you know, do both? And this is pretty much kind of what I came up with. So as you can see here, you know, she's going to have the articulation you would expect. Once again, I love the Jocasta base figure. Just for the sheer, you know, muscular nature of it versus some of the more modern Marvel Legends that they're using for the females. One thing I've noticed now with Red Sonja and with this Storm, I don't like the knees. It seems like they made, I don't know if the plastic is a little bit more weak or something, but I've had trouble with both of the knees on these, so I'm likely going to get a very hard plastic resin and actually cast my knee joints from now on. Because after I sculpt over the peg holes, if they break, it is a pain in the ass to fix them. So to that point though, I actually did mold and cast a set of the feet from the 10th anniversary Pepper Potts figure that came with, I think it was a 3-pack that Marvel put out on the 10th anniversary of the MCU. So basically mold and cast the feet as well as the upper torso, because the Jocasta torso, I just didn't like the neck and everything. So basically the upper torso was mold and cast from the All-Father Build-A-Figure version of Captain Marvel. So I've got that to reuse in the future. But basically the head is actually pretty easily removable. There's not a ton of articulation because of this old school joint that's on here. My buddy Matt up north had actually suggested what he does when he uses this type is he actually hollows it out and puts a peg in there so it has that free range movement, kind of like you're seeing on the newer Marvel Legends figures. So shout out to Mr. Matthew up in Canada. But for now, I will kind of go with these ones and give that a try in the future, mainly because I was halfway through this figure when he suggested that. So, but as you see, just kind of easily pops on, you know, and she has some general articulation here, not a ton, but with the hair and the limited movement of the neck peg, that's pretty much what we can get out of her. So as far as removing the cloak goes, basically, I just moved this piece of fabric in here. And like in my Black Knight figure from Secret Santa last year, just basically sculpted the fabric over the form of the figure as I added paint to it and let it dry, and then pretty much it dries in the form that you need it to. And then, let me go ahead and remove the head real quick. And as you can see, the upper clothing now is actually just sculpted on, so that's actually done with Procreate and then just painted with whatever paints I happen to have at the time. So I say that because I don't remember what paints I used actually. So anyway, that's basically how that look is without the cape. Gets a little more, you know, Savage Land like, so to speak, and more towards, you know, what half of the people voted for and the look they wanted to see for her as well. The little basically sticks around the wrist were actually sculpted with Procreate as well, so they actually move. So if you actually pop the hands off, that will fall off, but the gold bracelet actually is sculpted on, so it won't be removed. The spear is removable, and I basically just sculpted over one of the Black Panther spears with a little bit of Abe's epoxy, and then just took a little bit of thread from my wife because she likes to sew, and put a little paint on it, wrapped it around, super glued it, and there we were good to go with the spear. So it's a little large, right? But you know, if you're out there hunting dinosaurs, right, you don't want some kind of, you know, measly little tiny thing, right? It's something that's going to mess them up real good, right? So, and as I had learned with my Red Sonja figure, last review that I did, I went ahead and I actually cut out the joint on the top of the bottom half of the torso, so you can basically easily just pretty much remove. I say easily, right? There we go. To remove the removable skirt to get her, like I said, that look that half of you perverts voted for. I ain't gonna lie, I probably voted for that one too. But once again, like I said, just trying to meet in the middle with that look, right? So basically, here she is in her super tribal form, I guess. I don't know what you would call it, right? I actually don't know much about the whole Savage Land story or the spin-off or anything, right? Other than just looked like something that, you know, would be right up my alley to make. So let's see if I can go ahead and remove the hands here. It's going to be just basically what you're used to with any Marvel Legends, just a little bit of pressure. We're going to pop right in and out. Tilt her that way so we don't lose the bracelet. And so as you can see, we can basically have her go all come at me bro style, right? And then there's what she looks like with the alternate head. So I had a lot of ups and downs kind of making this one. I thought it was going to be kind of a quick put together custom, but I had a lot of issues with joint rub on this one. I'm not sure why, but I believe I have mitigated that as much as I possibly can at this point. I don't think we're losing any more paint anywhere, but it possibly could be a product of you know, actually casting the torso and everything for the first time. I try to get everything to line up, so maybe I need to approach it differently as far as the prep work goes, but I will know that now for the future. So basically, there she is. And once again, like I said, if you are interested in the figure, the raffle or the basically donations have started right now. Today is, I believe, the 7th of August, and then it's going to go through the 22nd of August 2021. So you have all that time to basically make your donation. Like I said, the minimum is 10 for a donation into the raffle, or for an entry into the raffle, I should say. But if you want to donate whatever you can, I understand that works as well, right? So there's some extra rules on there that I kind of put in, some little extras for anyone who might want to donate a little bit more, but definitely check out the Instagram page at Draven'Z for a little bit more information. And that is about it. So I will leave you all now with one last shot of Storm, for no particular reason in this direction. But I hope you like it. I hope you like her, and once again, if you do, you may actually have a chance to win her. So looking to do this once again every year. We'll see what we kind of cook up next year, but I may keep the X-Men theme. We may be doing something totally different. Well, thank you so much for watching and all the support as well. The channel's really starting to grow, and I can't thank you all enough for subscribing, you know, kind of moving us forward. We'll see where we go in the future, but I definitely hope you enjoyed this review. And once again, if you like the figure, you got a chance to win her, right? So help the kiddos out of St. Jude's, and maybe even at the same time, get yourself a Savage Land Storm. So until next time, we'll talk to you later.